And your model predicts Alberta is going to separate, that Alberta is going to do what Quebec failed to do 30 years ago. So the next question then would be, what is going to be the impacts for Alberta when that happens? And how's it going to impact the rest of Canada?
I just put out a report. It's on our site now. I think it's like 1995. And I laid it all out. How do countries separate or go to revolution? And it's quite shocking. It surprised me. But the way you do research is you don't start with a theory and try and prove it. You go in to try and discover how do things actually work. To my shock, how do countries separate? What percent? That's basically what I wanted to know. What percentage of the population does it take to achieve separation? What would you think it would be?
Oh, I mean, we're told it's got to be 50% plus one.
It's less than 15%.
Wow.
And many of them have taken place with less than 5%.
So, but that begs a question, how does that work? Because you have to have a referendum and you have to get 50% plus one of the population to vote in favor.
What happens is that you have what you would call zealots or whatever, and they're pushing the idea very much. And they're the ones that actually cause the change. And you can even see this when you step back and look at who elects the president of the United States. No president has really got more than 60%. Most of them, Obama, 52, okay? When you really analyze it, all right, less than 10% of the population decide who's the president. Because, 45% are always going to vote for Democrat. The other 40 are always going to vote Republican, regardless of what the issues are. So it's really only about 10% that even decides who the president of the United States is. And so what it appears to be is that you have this small fraction of zealots, or whatever you want to call them. They push the idea. What happens is that the vast majority remain silent. They go along with the flow. They don't get up, go out and protest or something like that. And this even dovetails to some of, I mean, I've known Mike Campbell and Gordon, Campbell from out in BC. And I remember it must have been, I don't know, at least 20 years ago or longer, probably more like 30 years ago. We went to breakfast with Gordon Campbell, and I think he was mayor back then. He's explained right then and there, which was true, because there was some sort of protest and they were all in front of his house or whatever. And he said, the vast majority do not get up off their ass. A very small group gets out there. The TV stations come, they film it, and you've got a big controversy for a small handful of people. It's the minority that always moves the majority. And when I did this report, I remembered that conversation with Gordon. And that's got to be 30 years, maybe 40 years ago. And I thought about it.